G'day, Goat. Good to have you along, and g'day to everyone. We're going to sit down and have a little bit of a chat about the King of the Punt that's coming up in a few weeks. First of all, how are you going, mate? You good?
I'm very well, thanks, Dan. Great to be aboard.
Yeah, awesome. I'm really looking forward. So we're about 3 weeks out now from the King of the Punt competition at Ellerslie, which is also on Everest Day. Really excited about it. First of all, just cover off about the tickets. So the tickets are $55, and that gets you entry into the room, and it gets you a meal and your first beer on the day. That's sort of the first part of the entry. So $55 gets you into the room on the day. I guess a few things with that as well. If you want to come along with your friends who are maybe entering the competition and you don't want to, you can pay $55 and come along and just be a part of the atmosphere as well, which is pretty cool. And after talking to our fearless leader, Kimmy's, last night, he's really keen to try and get as many younger people along as possible. So this is the announcement. I guess we're giving away 20 free tickets to the King of the Punt on the day for anyone that's under 30. So we really want to get as many people to come along as possible. And we want to try and get as many young people involved and along to our events as we can as well. And we want to make it more accessible to them. So it's pretty straightforward. Anyone that comments on this video and tags a friend that they want to come along with on the day, the only criteria is that you have to be under 30 and you have to come along on the day. We'll give you a couple of tickets so for you and your friend to come along. So that's pretty exciting to get some younger people along.
So that means they can come along. They don't have to participate in the comp if they don't want to. So it's basically a free day out for them if they choose.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, obviously we want as many people to jump into the competition as possible, but it could just be an opportunity for them to come along and be a part of the atmosphere and just enjoy an event with some legends.
Absolutely. That's the beauty of some of these punters competitions, is the atmosphere. We all know punters are competitive by nature, and when you're sitting at home on the couch, you don't really think about the fact that you're competing against other people. But when you're eyeballing them in the room and you can see who's leading and you want to check them out and you want to, try and steer them down and surpass their tally on that leaderboard, that's the beauty of these punters comps. You can do that because you're in person.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And it's quite funny, because I know we're doing the tallies for the best bets each week, and I definitely am having a look at them on Monday, going, "What's going on here?" I still haven't hit a best bet this year, but hopefully that's going to all change this weekend. Oh, actually, today was Snazzy Tabby. But yeah, I do. Although it's not really, I'm not ego driven or anything like that. I do like to look at it and think, "Oh God, I need to do better than where I am now."
Absolutely. No, that's a great initiative, and I'm sure those tickets will get snapped up quickly with the number of people commenting on this video.
Yeah, awesome. So go tell us about the competition, mate, the King of the Punt. So once the people have bought their ticket, they come into the room. What's next? How does it work from there?
So this is quite different from, I guess, traditional punters comps that have run in New Zealand since I think the first comp was in 1987 or 1988, the New Zealand Punter of the Year, which runs, funnily enough, the week before the King of the Punt at Hastings. But I would say this would be one of the cheapest buy-ins of $100 only of betting funds required to participate in this comp. And again, that's because we want maybe a different demographic to traditional comps that require a 500 to 1500 type of buy-in. So very low buy-in required, which is great. And this will be the first comp of its kind that I'm aware of where your bets are all done via your TAB account. So simple thing, you put $100 into your account, you come up and register with us and say, "Hey, my name's Dan Rack. I've just deposited $100 at 2:24 p.m. into my account. Yes, there's your account name is Rackman01 or whatever it is. We can see that. And you show us your account, obviously. Then you go away and you bet with that $100. Now, hopefully you turn that $100 into a decent chunk of money throughout the duration of the competition, we will ask for balances. So if your balance is sitting at $300, you might be on the leaderboard. So Rackman is on the leaderboard at 300, and Kemi's is at 250, and Ted's at 200. So we run a leaderboard as we go throughout the day, and obviously that changes as people's kellies go up and down. And at the end of the day, which will be the last race as part of the competition, is of course the Everest. So once the dividends have been declared and everything's been paid on the Everest, we will then declare our winners. So you will come up and say, hey, my balance is now $1,000. Obviously, before we can dish out any prizes, we have to verify that. So we will have the right, as per the entry conditions, to look through your transaction history and see, yes, Dan put his $100 in at 226. He's put all these bets on. They've won. He's met the turnover threshold, which will be. We're just waiting on time. It's a bit of a spanner in the works, actually. With Ellerslie don't start till 2:30 that day, so a bit of a later start. So, but the turnover criteria will probably be something like you must turn over $250 by 5 o'clock or 5:30, something like that. So there's only going to be one turnover criteria. That's to stop someone just having one bet and winning the comp, putting 100 on a $20 shot and then not having another bet. So hence why we want a bit more turnover. So yeah, we then verify your bets throughout the competition. Yes, everything marries up. You've followed the rules. You are our winner and you collect the prizes. Just to explain why we do it on turnover, obviously, to generate the prizes, the clubs require good turnover, and that's basically it, really. Rather than just sitting on a $100 one bet, we want people to turn over a bit more than that to be eligible to win prizes. That's why we don't allow multi bets. So where you've got 3 or 4 horses all joined together, that only qualifies as one $100 amount of turnover, so to speak. Whereas if you put 100 to win on a $2 shot, collected that, and then put 200 to win on your next leg, 400 to win on your next leg, there's $700 of turnover. So you can see the difference in terms of the on-course commission that clubs earn through that method, as opposed to a 3-leg $100 multi. So that's a bit of the background. Hopefully that hasn't confused too many people. So yeah, it's a great way to, I guess, compete against other people, have a bit of fun, and hopefully make some money and enjoy a good afternoon out at Ellerslie.
Yeah, awesome. Outstanding. So then a couple of questions on that throughout the day as well, because they put the $100 in to start off with. What's the rules around the promotional betting? So odd surge, and then probably more importantly, bonus cash. Because I guess different people get different availability to that sort of stuff. So how's that going to work?
Yeah, good question. Odd surge. Well, I would say I'm pretty sure every customer's eligible for odd surge. So odd surges will be available as part of the comp, but bonus cash, which is generally generated through a horse running second or third, and then you get some bonus cash, because people have different eligibility criteria. Some people have no option for bonus cash. Others have it on every race. Others have it only on 1 or 2 races. We've made the decision that you cannot use bonus cash as part of the competition. So you can collect your bonus cash. You might have a $50 win bet on race 1 at Ellerslie. Your horse runs second. You will get a $50 in bonus cash. That obviously remains yours, but you just can't use it as part of the competition. So just save it for the next day or Wednesday or the following Saturday to use that bonus cash. So no bonus cash bets can be part of the competition.
Okay, cool. So then, to be clear, they can't use that bonus cash through the duration of the competition. Like, they have to wait to use that bonus cash till after the competition is over.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Just for ease of administration. Now there will be some scenarios where potentially someone's had a futures bet in August on the Everest, and that bet lands, and of course their balance will be different to what shall we say, their competition balance. Now we're not going to disqualify anyone on that basis, because that should be pretty easy to spot in their transaction history. But yeah, bonus cash, obviously it's on the day, and people know the rules, so they can just store that bonus cash away and use it once they're either out of the competition or at the end of the competition, or following in the following days. I think you get 7 days to use.
Maybe save it for the Scan Man's tips at Motocarara on Sunday.
Multi up those 5 and you'll be a very wealthy man.
Yeah, absolutely. So then the other question is, which I guess is about the futures bets as well, because sickos like me like to get stuck in on Wednesday night, Thursday morning, empty their bank account before the time I even get to Friday. That's still okay. Like, you can still have your own bets at the start of the week, but obviously you just need to keep track of the financials in your account and what you're turning over.
Yeah. So you can have those bets. Obviously, you have to. So your bets can be whatever they are leading into it. When you come into the room, you will then have to show us that you've deposited $100 into your account at a set stage. So you might come up, as I say, and say, here's my $100 deposit. And yeah, that will be what your competition bets are run off. So it might require some people to, just for the duration of the competition, to have their account at zero, maybe with some pending bets, but we can deal with those. But not to have $3,000 in your account and then you just add 100 on, and then some of the bets are competition. Then you put a lazy 1,000 on, I wish I win there, and 500 on Kimmy's best bet at Ellerslie, because that would just become a nightmare to sort of keep track of for the purpose of the competition. So yeah, it's going to mean people might have to just their betting behavior might be a bit different for that day. The other thing to remember too, just waiting on times, but potentially the last race at Ellerslie could be after the Everest, so that might rule out quaddies at Ellerslie, because obviously they wouldn't result before the Everest is they result after the Everest is run, so that's not part of the competition. Same with obviously Australian quaddies, etc. So you might be like, oh, I want to have a quaddie. Well, you've got the opportunity to do that via cash bets at the totes in the room. So yeah, a little bit of maybe modifying your behavior, but it's only one afternoon and it's for a good cause, and hey, you could end up winning a decent prize. So I'm sure most people will be able to work their way around it. We just think this is a great way to embrace technology. Funnily enough, clubs get paid higher turnover if you put a bet on your phone with your location turned on versus putting it on over the machines on course. So that's another reason why we're doing it this way, and just the ease of administration, and you can reload very easily, can't you, Dan? Get that.
You can
get that credit card or FPOS card or debit card and just download another 100, and you're back in the comp if you blow your first stack.
Yeah. So then a couple of questions from that. So there's going to be totes on the day. So like, if your betting behavior is that you want to have some bigger bets, then you can just get you can, withdraw some cash or whatever from your account if you've got it in there and you want to use that money to bet on the day, and you can just bet on course, and that's completely separate and doesn't have to be connected in any way to the competition. It's just everything that's done through your account will be part of the competition. Correct. You can still have bets outside of that.
Yep. And if you're a team of 2 or 3, you might just allocate one person's account for the competition, and then you run your other bets through the other people's accounts. So there's many ways to do it, but yeah, I'm sure you'll work it out based on your situation as to how you want to play it. So I'm sure people will come up with a plan. I guess that going back to the original thing, it's kind of designed for people who are wanting to just spend $100. So I would imagine for the majority of the competitors, these scenarios aren't a major. They're not thinking, well, we want to have a $500 bet on XYZ as well. So, but I understand we need to just point these things out before people commit to entering the comp.
Yeah. And then, so in terms of the reloads, then you blow your $100, you want to reload again. Is there limitations on how many times you can reload?
Other than gamble responsibly, no. So
Okay.
up to, so basically, yeah, we'll probably cut off the entry. So again, you don't need to be there in time for race one. Now, obviously, you've paid for lunch and some hospitality, so you probably will be, but you might not want to have a bet till race 5, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah, we'll cut off the entries probably around that 4:35-ish mark, and then you obviously got to get your turnover up by that 5:30 time cut off for the turnover. So yeah, you can buy in as many times as you like, is the short of it.
Awesome. Okay, cool. That's good news for me. So when I blow my chips in race 1, because I've put $100 on a $2 shot that's not gone any good, I can go again.
Absolutely, and that's, I guess, the beauty of these competitions. So yeah, you can bet on any race. We'll probably open just with this later start at Ellerslie, and OTAC is the other New Zealand meeting, and that's starting at the normal sort of 12:15, 12:30 time. So we might not be up and open for business at race 1 at OTAC, but maybe by about 1:30, 1:45-ish. So maybe by about race 3 at OTAC, and then so it opens then, finishes on the Everest, which I think is 6:15 p.m. But in between those times, you can bet on any horse race that the TAB are taking betting on between those times. So it can be in Australia, it can be New Zealand, it can be whatever you want, really. If there's something you might find in a later race at the nightcap in America, go for gold.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool. And yeah, so we'll send out details to everyone about what time the room will open, and all of those details once we've got all of that firmed up. It would be good, I think, maybe to get there for some of those earlier OTAC races, but we'll just have to see how Ellerslie plays and how early we can actually get in the room and get people starting to punt. So we'll let everyone know. But yeah, there'll be a cutoff time for entry, so it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be there as soon as the doors open. Obviously, you probably want to be there to try and have the most amount of time to get as much turnover as you can. But yeah, if you decide to come a little bit later, then that's no drama either. Cool. Do you think I think we've covered off really everything there now, haven't we, Go?
Yeah, in terms of, I guess, the format, it's you might want to just come along and enjoy the day, mix and mingle, and just observe. So that's the beauty. You can be in the room, not having to be part of the competition. But if you paid your $55 and you can find 3 other mates, it's $25 each. It's not a massive outlay. So, but yeah, it's your choice as to how you want to play it. There'll be, I think there'll be a good vibe in the room. And as we know, in BGP land, when someone's backing a winner, you normally hear about it. So there'll be a bit of yahooing and high-fiving, perhaps, if teams are doing well. So that adds to the atmosphere of the day. So should be a bit of fun.
Absolutely. You got anything you like today at Te Rapa?
Not really,
No.
to be fair. Yeah, I'd have to haven't had a good look, to be fair.
Yeah.
In terms of strategy, what it'll be interesting, given that it's a low buy, and what the winning tally will be. People always say, well, how much do I need to win this? And I don't really know. It's hard to say. The last King of the Punt, I think from memory, it was a $500 buy-in, and the winner got about 3,400. So probably around, I was going to say 6 or 7 times your money, but I get a feeling it might be even higher. So I think if you're anywhere over 1,000, you'd be a decent chance to win. How do you go about turning your $100 into 1,000? That's the $64 million question, isn't it? Is it just win bets? Is it trifectas? Is it first fours? Now, just to clarify one other point, same race multis are allowed. I know that's a very popular type of bet with this demographic. So you can have a same race multi. That isn't classed as a multi bet. So you might take a few same race multis, So there's all sorts of ways. My advice would be just stick to what you would do normally on a Saturday afternoon. If you're a win better, stick to win betting. If you like your same race multis, go with those. If you're into your trebles or your trifectas, go with those. And yeah, just trust the process, as they say. Obviously, you might change your strategy nearer the end of the competition if you're having to chase down a tally. So that's why we always make sure the leaderboard is pretty accurate so people know what they're chasing. So going into the Everest, if you're on $150 and the leader's on 1,000, there's no point putting you 150 to win on a $5 shot. So you might go, okay, right, we need more than $5. We'll put a $150 quinella on. Looks like it'll pay $15. So that might be our way to go, sort of thing. So that's where your strategy might change later in the piece. But up till then, I'd encourage people to stick with how they'd normally bet.
Yeah, it's interesting, because when you say sort of like maybe, 1,500 to $2,000 might be enough to win it, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're starting with $100, that's a good result.
Yeah, it's absolutely good ROI for you, Dan. You'd like that ROI. So, yeah, hey, we don't know. There are days when, just how the cards fall and the results play out, $300 might win it. We don't know. That's the beauty of these competitions. I've been in competitions where it's a $500 buy-in and 20,000 has won it. So, yeah, it can just vary depending on how good people are at backing winners, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting. Cool. Now it's going to be a great day. So the racing starts at about 2:30. Did you say on that Saturday?
Yep, Saturday the 19th, Ellerslie. It is a 2:30 start. So, yeah, I guess it gives you plenty of time to do a bit of form, to come up with a bit of a plan, but probably most people will be straight down to the pub and getting preloaded from about 12 o'clock, wouldn't you say, Dan? That's kind of might be the BGP way of going about it.
Yeah, 100%. Cool. So tickets to get in on the day are available. They're all over social and in the BGP app as well. So go jump on, grab your ticket. Reminder, if you're under 30 and you want to come along, and you can definitely make it on the day, we're actually giving away 20 tickets. So tag a mate in the comments on here that you'd want to come along with for the day. The only criteria for that is that you're under 30 years old and you're definitely going to show up on the day. We'll give you a couple of tickets for you and a mate to come along. You don't actually have to even enter into the BGP King of the Punt on that day. You can just come along and be a part of the room for the day, just a free day out, come and have a meal and a few beers. And just hang around in the room and be a part of the atmosphere. If you want to get involved in the King of the Punt competition, it is really easy. So there you go. If you're under 30, put a comment, let us know you want to come along and who you want to come along with, and we'll sort you out some free tickets.
No, I think that's a great initiative, Dan, and hopefully we see a lot of young faces there. The other thing too, don't be afraid if you've got a question, if we haven't covered something off or you're still a bit confused, just ask, put your hand up, sing out, message. It's very much, we want people to be involved. It's not, we're looking for ways to make it difficult. We're just trying to run a fair comp for everyone, and I guess keep it as simple as possible for those in it. So, but if there is something that you're still not sure about, just let us know. We'll be more than happy to assist.
Awesome. How good. Thanks for your time, Goat. Looking forward to seeing you in a few weeks. I'm going to jump off here now, and I'm going to jump in the car and head down to Tarapa and watch some racing this afternoon.
Go well. Cheers, Dan.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.